At 10 years old, my parents divorce, each remarry, and abandon me to be raised by grandma. When we see each other again, it's the summer after the college entrance exam. Mom and Dad both walk into the restaurant to book private dining rooms, and it just so happens to be my turn to seat the guests. Mom links arms with her stepdaughter, Alicia Callan, and smiles proudly as she instructs, "My daughter scored a 625 in the college entrance exam. We'll take your biggest room." Dad, holding his son Robbie's hand, claims the room right next door. "It's my son's 7th birthday. We'll need a large room too." They lock eyes for a brief moment before quickly looking away. Mom chuckles. "Throwing such a big birthday party for someone so young? You certainly spoil him. Your daughter's the impressive one," Dad replies politely. "She's got a bright future ahead of her." I wipe the grease from my hands and carefully note down their requests. Mom orders a table full of seafood, saying that it's Alicia's favorite. Dad hands over a birthday cake he baked himself, instructing me to place it in the fridge. Just before they walk off, Mom asks offhandedly, "What about the other one? I haven't heard anything from her at all. Did she fail the exam?" Dad blinks. "I have no idea. She hasn't contacted me." I don't bother looking up. I just continue replying to a message from the real estate agent. Once I sell the old apartment Grandma left me, I'll finally be able to go somewhere far, far away with absolutely nothing holding me back. At 6 p.m., the restaurant manager came into the kitchen looking for me, saying there was an issue with the decorations in one of the private dining rooms and that the guests were demanding that the person responsible apologize. Pressing my lips together, I followed the manager to the private room Mom had booked. Through the closed door, I could hear her comforting my stepsister, Alicia Callan. "Don't be upset, Allie. The staff here are useless. They can't even blow up a balloon properly. Didn't you want the newest releases from that big tech brand? As soon as we're done here, we'll buy them. Laptop, phone, tablet, we'll get the highest specs for all of them." I lowered my eyes to my faded canvas sneakers, bleached white from too many washes. My living expenses for the next month were still an issue, and if I lost this part-time job, I'd be stuck eating plain bread for another month. Pushing the door open, I lowered my head and said apologetically, "I'm very sorry. This was my oversight." "Oh, spare me," Alicia pouted. A middle-aged lady sitting next to Mom took the opportunity to lecture her own child. "See that? You need to be more like Alicia. If your grades aren't good enough, you'll end up working for other people in the future, just like this waitress. And that's all you'll ever amount to." Mom proudly wrapped an arm around Alicia. My Allie is both smart and obedient. She even outdid herself on the college entrance exam, scoring over 10 points higher than on her mock exams, pretending not to hear any of it. I couldn't even remember the last time Mom had complimented me. As far as I could remember, she and Dad had always been fighting, slamming doors and flinging dishes. Whenever she got angry, she'd take it out on me. She'd call me an eyesore, a jinx, and a burden. When I got into one of the state's top high schools based on my good grades, I secretly used Grandma's phone to text her. She replied, "I'm living a very happy life right now. Please don't contact me again." I wanted to tell her that my grades were far better than Alicia's. I wanted to tell her that I was very obedient too and that I wouldn't cause her any trouble. I wanted to tell her that I didn't want to interrupt her new life. I just missed her. But she didn't know any of that. Or maybe she simply didn't want to. Just as I stepped out of the private room, a guest from the neighboring room called out to me, "Hey, you over there. Come help cut the cake and serve it." Walking inside, I saw Dad holding his young son Robbie while someone took pictures. When he noticed I'd accidentally stepped into the frame, he frowned. "Don't you have any awareness? Are all the servers in this restaurant as clueless as you?" I quickly retreated into a corner. Dad picked up a birthday crown shaped like an action figure from the side. "Look, Robbie, it's your favorite action figure. Daddy had it made especially for you. Do you like it?" The little boy ran around the room with the transforming action figure, shouting about how he was going to beat up all the monsters. Dad laughed as he chased after him, one hand shielding him from bumping into the table corners, while the other gently wiped the sweat from his forehead with a tissue. The tender, attentive expression